Hey guys, Jordan back again with tips on P in the F and O. P in the F and O, or playing the fucking objective, is the proper way to play Battlefield 3, and I've touched on this a few times in my rants before. You see, Battlefield 3 is a game based on objectives. This should come as a shock to nobody, seeing as how a few other games in the Battlefield series have had a similar concept, like, say, fucking all of them. Anyone who's even overheard a conversation about Battlefield should know that this game and Call of Duty are two completely different animals and really can't be compared that closely, although that stopped exactly no one from doing it anyways. I'm gonna go against the grain here and say something positive about Call of Duty. That game is fun. Quite a lot of fun, actually. I play it now and again and enjoy myself quite fully. That's the thing that some people don't seem to understand. You can enjoy both games equally but separately because under the surface they are very different games. But the mindset you have to be in to be competitive and successful in Call of Duty is vastly different from the mindset of Battlefield 3. The problem arises when people take the Call of Duty mindset and try to force it into Battlefield. It's like trying to fit a square peg into an objective-based hole. Going commando in Call of Duty can work in your favor, but trying to do it in Battlefield 3 and you'll most likely get stomped by the people who are playing with their squad and rolling in groups. So starting off on that note, the first and easiest way to work towards P in the F and O is to make sure you're in a squad. Occasionally when you join a server or get switched to the other team, you won't be in a squad by default. If you don't usually pay attention to your squad, then perhaps you won't notice that you're not in one. And perhaps you're also a noob because you should always pay attention to your squad. Squads are an invaluable tool for a number of reasons. Firstly, you get more points for healing, reviving, or resupplying them. More points is always a good thing. Just like money, sex, and bacon, you can never have too many points. But that's not all. Squad members also serve as mobile spawn points. Instead of having to spawn at the nearest control point, or worse, your team's deployments, you can spawn right back into the action and not have to run all over trying to find it. This makes it a lot easier to attack or defend control points as you're right in the thick of things almost immediately. For instance, you can spawn on a guy who's arming the MCOM and you can give him cover fire. Or you can spawn on the defending front to deny those attackers harder than a guy with a face tattoo at a job interview. Of course, all this doesn't apply if your whole squad is full of snipers camping up in the mountains playing slap and tickle with each other and doing fuck all to help the team, and if that's the case, fucking switch squads. If you get in a squad with good players, you'll be a lot happier. They'll know how to play the objective, they'll be close to the action, and perhaps most importantly, they'll most likely all have squad perks. Squad perks are perks that don't just apply to you, but also to every member of your squad. That means you benefit from their awesomeness and they benefit from yours. If you've got squad mates that are paying attention, and PS, that means you too, and change their perks accordingly, everyone in your squad will have 4 perks instead of just 1. Sound too good to be true? Well, unfortunately it usually is because nobody fucking pays attention to their perks. 4 squad mates with squad explosives doesn't mean you have 4 times the explosives, it means you've got 4 times the stupid on your squad. Let your guys know to change it up so you can all reap the benefits and be that much more powerful when you're rolling in to capture a control point. Moving on, I've noticed in a lot of my rush games that people don't quite seem to be sure exactly what to do when they're defending and the MCOM gets armed. Well, it's really simple. Fucking disarm it! Now if you're saying to yourself, that's the dumbest thing you've ever said, Jordan, of course you disarm it. Congratulations, you're not a complete idiot. But be aware that there are complete idiots out there, and some of them actually manage to stumble their way into Battlefield 3 and magoo their way around the map, fucking up at every turn without knowing the complete extent of their grand incompetence. I've had many games where I've rushed into the MCOM station to disarm and there's literally no one else there. Oh sure, there's still people camping outside the building, still killing attackers, but the fucking howler monkey siren of the MCOM going off in their ear doesn't seem to catch their attention. You see, there's a mentality among those people that causes this, and it actually has a scientific name. It's called the bystander effect, or Genovese syndrome. It's a phenomenon in which the likelihood of any one person offering to help in emergency situations is inversely related to the number of other people that are around. Basically, the more bystanders there are, the less likely it is that any one of them are going to help. The mentality that, oh, someone else will get it, there's so many people here, goes through everyone's heads at the same time, and therefore nobody helps. Same goes for Battlefield. When the MCOM gets armed, everyone in unison thinks, oh, well there's 31 other people on this team, somebody else will get that, and then nobody fucking does. Well, you know what? Cut that shit out. Here's a new mentality for you. Whenever you hear the MCOM get armed, always assume that no one else will get it and it's up to you. You're the star of this Battlefield action movie and you get to be the fucking hero who saves the day. The upside to this is that if everyone thinks this way, you'll have a mass influx of people rushing, disarming the MCOM, and taking out the attacking force in less time than it takes Adam Sandler to make me not laugh. Seriously, he does it so fast and with such consistency, it's freaky. Well, anyways, that about wraps it up for today on tips for P in the F and O. I hope you enjoyed it, and please, if you're playing Battlefield 3, get up to the front lines, play the fucking objective, be in a squad, and don't be a noob.